Hi guys, this is my clean and jerk analysis video. I'll be using some slow motion footage to slow down the movements, and we'll be looking at the movement from the front, the side and the rear. Okay, so from the front then, I'm just going to talk through the start position. Feet are roughly hip width apart, the soles of the feet are flat on the floor, the bar is over the toes, and there is flexion at the ankles, knees and hips to enable the body to be lowered towards the bar. With reference to the grip is slightly wider than shoulder width, and now I'm going to talk through the first pull. Okay, so just pause the slide at the end of the first pull phase just to look at technique. So the initial movement was caused through an extension at the hips and knees. This caused the bar to move from the floor in an upward direction. I'm trying hard to maintain the same torso angle throughout this part of the lift. We might get a better view of this when we look at this from the side. I would suggest that my shoulders are probably a little bit too far forward. And I'm trying to keep the bar really close to the shins as well, but again we might get a better look at that when we look from the side as to how successful I am in achieving that. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it on the transition phase of the lift. You can see here I don't really have a transition phase. I'm almost from first pull straight through. I don't really take time to readjust and get my hips through. I'm not really working hard enough to get my hips through and keep that bar close. Up onto my toes too early possibly. Never really get into a shrug position in terms of elevating the shoulders. I'm very much at the minute relying on that first pull to get the bar into the catch position. Okay, so second pull through to catch position, bringing the elbows through. Could possibly bring the elbows through a little bit further. Just holding the bar on the chest there in the recovery phase, just getting ready for the jerk drive. And knees and ankles flex, the jump through triple extension, bars driven above the head. With regards to actually driving the bar above the head, I would suggest that I'm quite reliant on the arms, rather than using the power generated through the ground. I would suggest that this is probably because it's 60 kilos. It's a 60 kilo weight. I'm quite confident I can get 60 kilos above my head without having to sort of squat down too far and put too much energy into the jump. So that could be a factor there. Okay, so now we can see the movement from the rear. Just going to slow it down. Okay, so this highlights some of the things that I mentioned earlier with regards to not really having a transition phase. So the first pull and second pull, I'm almost getting it from the floor up to my chest without any sort of readjustment. Relying very much on that first pull down from the side. Quite happy with how close the bar stays to my chest, but again we can see that split stance is not very deep at all. Left leg comes forward, right leg goes back. I need to work on increasing the depth. One last point as well is that if you watch that again, you can actually see that the bar doesn't stay very close to the shins at all. It's quite far away from the shins. With more weight, that is something that I would need to work on to really keep the bar close to the shins.